Look closely at a red apple. The redness you see does not actually exist in the physical world. Your brain is simply receiving electromagnetic frequencies, interpreting that data, and inventing the experience of color. Neuroscientist Anil Seth describes this dynamic in a very specific way. Our entire waking experience is an agreed-upon, controlled hallucination. Every texture you touch, every sound you hear, and every sight you take in is an active construction built inside the pitch-black void of your skull. You are not directly recording the outside world. You are generating a simulation of it. For 2,400 years, we have taught children Aristotle's model of human perception: sight, hearing, touch, taste, and smell. That list is entirely wrong. Modern science shows humans possess over 20 distinct senses operating simultaneously. Look at this map of the human nervous system. Right now, receptors in your joints and muscles are firing data directly to your brain. This is proprioception, your ability to know exactly where your limbs are in space without ever looking at them. We also rely on interoception. Your brain continuously tracks your internal physical state, monitoring your heartbeat, blood pressure, and digestion to maintain chemical balance. We have a vestibular system in our ear canals silently calculating gravity and balance. And researchers are now finding that even smell operates on a distinct logic, mapping odor molecules by their chemical similarity rather than their spatial location. These hidden data streams shape your reality. When your heart rate spikes and your stomach drops, those are raw physical sensations. The anxiety you feel is just the story your brain invents to explain them. How the brain weaves these data streams together brings us to predictive coding. The brain does not sit back and process sensory signals from scratch. Instead, it predicts what reality should look like first, and then calculates the difference between its guess and the actual incoming signal. It only processes the surprise. We used to think perception worked like the flowchart on the left. A stimulus enters the brain, and the brain creates a perception. The reality is the chart on the right. The brain generates a prediction, checks it against the stimulus, makes an error correction, and then outputs a perception. This explains the viral photo of a dress in 2015 that divided the internet. As this flowchart expands, you can see how different brains made entirely different, unconscious assumptions about the light source. If your brain predicted the dress was in shadow, you computed white and gold. If it predicted sunlight, you computed blue and black. Both groups were correctly experiencing the simulation their brain chose to run. This predictive power even dictates what you consider to be your own physical body. If a researcher hides your real hand and strokes a fake rubber hand in perfect synchronization with your own, the sensory predictions match. Within 60 seconds, your brain will update its internal body map to claim the inanimate rubber object as part of you. Right now, as you listen to my voice, your mind is anticipating the next word before I even speak it. Your brain owns what its predictions apply to, not what is physically sitting in front of you. The most extreme proof of this constructed reality comes from patients who lose a physical limb. Amputees often report severe, chronic pain in arms and legs that are no longer there. When an arm is amputated, the region of the somatosensory cortex responsible for that arm remains fully intact. It still holds a detailed map of the missing limb. Without any incoming physical data to verify its predictions, the brain registers a massive error, which the patient experiences as intense, burning pain. Neurologist V.S. Ramachandran recognized that this pain was a mismatch between the brain's expectation and reality. To cure it, he had to hack the prediction. He invented mirror box therapy. By placing a mirror so the patient sees a reflection of an intact limb where the missing one should be, the brain suddenly receives the visual data it expects. The prediction error is resolved, and the phantom pain often vanishes completely. Your eyes, your ears, and your skin are merely input devices. Removing the physical organ does not remove the sensation, because the experience is entirely generated from within. If our entire reality is an internal construction, we have to ask what kind of raw data we are actually using to build it. Other species access completely different data sets. Bees build a world out of ultraviolet light, and dogs navigate topographical maps built from chemical scents. Humans rely on what we call visible light, which is marked here as a microscopic slice of the total electromagnetic spectrum. When we run the numbers, the human visual experience occurs within just 0.0035% of that spectrum. We are completely blind to the other 99.9965% of the information radiating through the room you are sitting in right now. Every piece of art we have ever created, every face we have ever recognized, and every star we have ever mapped is built from an infinitesimal fraction of the universe's actual data. Think about the last time you watched a vibrant golden sunset. You likely felt a deep emotional response to the beauty of the shifting skies. But the colors you were marveling at were completely invented by your own mind, beautifully overlaid onto a silent, colorless physical reality. Knowing that your brain constructs everything you experience from such a tiny sliver of information, what do you think is hiding in the vast, unseen parts of reality that you lack the senses to perceive? Let us know in the comments below.